I'm here so you guys can stop killing women. And I'm so tired. I marched in January, I'm marching in December. I'm ending the year exactly how I started it in. I'm sorry. Tell me why, as I was walking, there was men saying, Sasa wanapigania nini? Mnatuua. Rebecca, 33, was attacked by her husband who doused her in petrol and set her on fire. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Where were you? You're a man watching this. Where were you? Disgusting, actually. Because you are perpetuating it and you are nowhere to be seen when it counted the most. Hi besties, please excuse me, I am in no mood to do my intro because my intro involves joy and dancing and I'm in neither of those spaces. Today is the 10th of December. Today is World International Human Rights Day, but today women in Kenya have no rights, absolutely none. And this sits heavily on my spirit. It sits so heavily on my spirit that I went and protested to end femicide in Kenya for the second time this year. I was already there in January. I'm back again because you all stay killing us through the year. So we're ending the year exactly how we started it. And it almost has no effect anyway. What?
Never be defeated!
Shall never be defeated! Sorry.
Yo, I made it home okay. Everything's wrong with this country. Can you guys see? Here, my room is molding. And my landlady can't be bothered. Anyway, that's not the fight I'm here for. I'm here so you guys can stop killing women. And I'm so tired. I marched in January, I'm marching in December. I'm ending the year exactly how I started it in. I'm sorry. So I'm home, tired and smelling of tear gas. I can't believe that I've gone to so many protests. I'm starting to just be okay with tear gas. I didn't even cry as much as I thought I would. I brought hella tissues. I came back with them because my nose isn't even running. Nishazoea shida. So I'm going to wash off this tear gas and hopefully wash off all the unwarranted violence I witnessed today. And then we're going to go to the studio and I'll talk to you guys because this vlog must go up today. I'm riled up and it's World Human Rights Day and you guys have decided Kenyan women don't deserve to have any rights. So we're going to discuss that. Let me just shower and wash off the tear gas. Man. I'm supposed to be a baddie, not a fighter. I'm going to pull up some statistics so that you know that I'm talking about things that make sense because truly, we can't be living in the same country. And you're sitting at home, okay with everything that's going on. You're not angry, it's not jarring to you, you feel safe in your home. That's great. You must be a man. If you are a woman, you have felt unsafe at least 30 times this year. I guarantee it. Whether it's a street you're avoiding, you're being hyper vigilant, you're avoiding a street because you don't want to be catcalled, you are sharing your live location or your Uber trip even during the day with your loved ones because you don't know if the Uber driver or the Bolt driver or the whatever cab hailing app you use is going to turn against you in the middle of the trip and decide maybe you're not worth living. I know you're scared. I know you've been scared, and I'm going to prove it because I'm going to pull up statistics to talk about this so you guys understand why it's such a big deal to me personally and to the country as a whole. Because tell me why, as I was walking, there was men saying sasa wanapigania nini, mnatuua. Like, must I explain why I'm yelling at the top of my lungs in the middle of the CBD instead of staying home and being a bad bitch and enjoying my school break because I'm scared for my life? Because you've already killed countless, because you've said so many names and you guys keep adding more to the tally. Must I explain why I don't want to be a statistic? And how do you not get it? Do you not watch the news? Do you not have a newspaper you read? There's no way. Ain't no way. So I'm here so that I can explain, because it seems we are not speaking the same language. So and Femicide KE, in conjunction with Usikimie, have done this initiative. This is the second time they're doing it, at least to my knowledge. It was county-wide, so it was happening in other counties as well. And a lot more people than I thought stayed home this time. And I don't know if we're just tired as a nation, which is very valid because we've been protesting all through June and July anyway. And it's jarring to see that people still don't get it, and especially men. So the official hashtags we use are Total Shutdown KE and Femicide KE, and we are not safe because we do not feel safe even in our homes. And I guarantee you, most women are killed, maimed, dismembered, tortured, murdered brutally and violently in their homes by their partners or people that they are intimate with and they've known for a long time. Many times it's people that we know. So even when you want to start victim blaming and saying what was she doing with her husband, friend, I need you to open your ears and listen to this conversation before you come here and start pointing fingers. So all of last night, I spent all of last night literally telling people why they need to come outside. If you are not asthmatic, pregnant, have an injury that stops you from being outside and you could be outside, please leave your house. If you are scared for your life, which is valid because the reason we are protesting is they are killing us even in our homes. If you are scared of being targeted and you stay home, please be active on social media. Make all the noise possible on your socials because that is still your voice and we don't want to be silenced. Every 10 minutes, a woman is killed by an intimate partner or a family member. This is by the United Nations. So this stops being just a Kenyan issue. If you're watching this globally, to the 2 or 3 of you who watch it from outside this country, if you're watching this globally, this affects you too. It just has become such an epidemic here that we've had to say something about it, and we've had to say it loudly. Every 10 minutes. So if this video will be 20 minutes long, 2 women have been killed by a partner or a family member. Does that not shock you? You want to talk about it not being gender-based, but women are being killed by loved ones or family members. There's no excuse for violence against women and girls. There's no excuse for violence anyway, but there's no excuse, absolutely none, for violence against women and girls. And if you're sitting there perpetuating it or pretending it away and you're not an ally, please unsubscribe from my channel. Like, I just want allies to be subscribed. Women and allies. Otherwise, just get out. Because you can't tell me in your life there's no woman who's ever come to you and told you that she was scared for her life or please walk her because she's scared. I will finish this with a story time that happened today in real time, and I realized how big a deal this was, and I just said, wow, man, that really, I really cannot. So let's proceed. Trigger warning, there will be a lot of talk of gender-based violence in general. So if that's something that you can't stomach at the minute, I get that you might have been overexposed to it and now you're just too fragile to take it at the moment. Please take time for yourself. Please recoil and recharge, and the rest of us will keep carrying the mantle for you until you're ready to come back. Femicide in Kenya. Why aren't we protecting women better? This is from Kenyans in Action. Femicide in Kenya is an ongoing horrific tragedy that has exacerbated over the years, a stark reminder of the deep-seated violence that plagues Kenyan society. Each loss is not just a statistic, but a profound injustice that reflects our collective failure to protect the vulnerable. I hope you're listening. Women who are publicly successful and celebrated, but privately unsafe and abused. And this is my biggest issue with the patriarchy, because we're going to say, oh no, you're feminist, oh my God. The patriarchy perpetuates a man who is supposed to be strong, provider, protector, all these things, and if he falls short even by a millimeter, then he's not fit to be in society, and all of a sudden he's less than. Then he sees that he's in a couple with a woman who is all these things that are ideally supposed to be for the head of the family, and he feels threatened, and then he kills her. And then you guys want to be like, the patriarchy is not the problem. Make it make sense right now. The reality of these brutal acts demands our urgent attention and unwavering commitment to change, to eradicate the scourge of femicide and honor the lives that have been lost. Rest in peace, Rebecca Cheptegei, Agnes Tirop, Rita Waini, Damaris Mutua, Starlet Wahu, and all other countless women who have lost their lives at the hands of gender-based violence. I know you know a name. Please write it in the comment section. We cannot forget them, and we can never let their memory go in vain. We are going to yell their names for as long as there is breath in our lungs. Stories have been reported, some remain unnamed. We will not forget you, and the justice is rightfully yours. We will take it by force. If they will not give it to us, we will take it by force. So on the 1st of September this year, Rebecca Cheptegei, a Ugandan athlete, was murdered by her boyfriend Dickson Diema Marangach. Rebecca, 33, was attacked by her husband, who doused her in petrol and set her on fire. Are you listening to what I'm saying? This is not a script, it's not from the CSI, it's a real life. Set her on fire in her home in Entebbe's Trans Nzoia County. She sustained burns on 80% of her body, which she succumbed to in hospital. She was a talented Olympian and has received several medals in her career, including gold in the Padova Marathon in 2022. Rebecca is one of many women murdered through intimate partner violence in Kenya. Are you ready to hear the rest of the list? It's so long, I'm not going to get through all of it, but I just want you to see the gravity of what's happening. Agnes Tirop, athlete, 25, stabbed by her husband in October 2021. Damaris Mutua, athlete, 28, strangled by her boyfriend in April 2022. Edith Muthoni, athlete, 27, her throat was slit by her boyfriend in October of 2021. Eunice Atieno, 45, throat slit by her boyfriend in October 2021. Sharon Chepkirui, 22, strangled by her husband in August of 2024. Christine Maunga, a teacher, 24 years, shot by her husband in January 2019. Edna Kurgat, teacher, 24, slashed by a machete by her husband in January 2019. Starlet Wahu, an influencer, 26, stabbed to death by a random date in January 2024, because it took so long to find her, we can't even know what date she died. And Starlet Wahu was the fire in my belly. After her, I was over it. I really needed you guys to hear me. Rita Waini, student, 20, dismembered and murdered in January. Evelyn Musira, 28, slashed by machete by her husband in February 2019. Milka Mwangi, an entrepreneur, late 40s, struck by her husband in 2019 May. Fiona Kasuya, 26, murdered by her husband in February 2019. Berry Louma, 28, beaten and strangled by her husband in January 2019. Lucy Njambi, 24, burnt with acid by her husband in 2018. Have you heard those statistics? Are you not shocked? I keep hearing a sound. Let me just check that I'm still filming, because I'm getting riled up. We're still filming. I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want my sisters, my mom, my niece. I don't want any woman in Kenya to be a statistic, just a number that we talk about. We don't even give them names anymore. It's just woman strangled, woman dismembered. They have names. They were people, and they deserve better. 39 to 47% of Kenyan women experience gender-based violence in their lifetime. 47%, that's almost half the women in Kenya. In their lifetime, they will experience it. Over 500 Kenyan women were murdered by intimate partner violence, also known as IPV, between 2016 and 2023. 21 women were reported murdered in January 2024 alone. And that's why we were so mad in January. And that's why we were outside in rows. I need you to be mad again. 1 in 3 girls have experienced a sexual violence incident before the age of 18. So after, maybe it's 2 in 3. 75% of femicide victims were killed by intimate partners or family members, 80% of which happened in their homes. 80. That's alarming. The place I'm supposed to feel safest. Like I got home, took a shower, washed off the tear gas and felt so safe. But maybe 4 in 5 women are killed in their home anyway. So maybe this is where now I'm unsafe. I should have stayed in the street. God. There's a lot of misogyny by men online that reflects a greater pattern of blaming women for their dehumanization and murder. There's a whole senator called Mutinda who blames the rising murders of young women on their obsession for money. Because what was she doing with that man? She wanted a lifestyle that she couldn't afford, and so she paid for it with her life. I'm going to read out some tweets. It's a very small screenshot, so I'm going to carry Manzana closer to my eyes. Killian at Mesocap says, "Mna blame Amerix for femicide instead of blaming your fathers. Juya utut yenye mnafanya muuliwe." So he says, because of your sex work that you're doing so that you can make money, that's why you're getting killed. So stop blaming that. I'm not even going to say his name again. Son of the Soil and Falme Sauti says, when will end femicide? When will we end femicide when women are still killing men? Humanity first. I hate these people who drive their agenda away from what we're talking about. It's giving all lives matter, and that's valid. However, today we're talking about Black lives. So as much as all lives matter, today we're talking about the killing of women. So can we focus on the matter? Even most men are killed by men, so who are you really against? Please stop piggybacking on our campaign and rerouting it into a different direction. If you guys want to have a match to end murder in general, and especially on men, please do your day. We are very supportive of you. Why do you want to piggyback on ours and now start selling a different agenda? That's actually so jarring. Another tweet. Men, no man should fear women. You hear how it's ingrained. They're doctrinized from birth. Men have domination over women. The patriarchy keeps socializing them to believe that they are better than and therefore can take life. Men have dominion over women, children, animals, environment, and nature, and anyone who tells you to fear women is gay or an incel. Do you hear that? A man must lead, women guide, reward, and punish them. You are a man, not a boy. This is the man that so many of you align behind. You will take a line in your speech, shining him because he is speaking all the things you want to hear. He won't be in jail with you once you kill women. We don't even know if he believes the things he says, half the things he says online. And if he believes them and you believe him, then you're also the problem. Other tweets. Women kill men too. Kwanza wingi sana. Anyway, no amount of activism will stop femicide. It's crazy. Madem muache kukwama. They keep talking about sex work like, first of all, sex workers are human beings too, and they are women too, and they have rights too. Secondly, they talk about it like every single woman who's been killed has been through sex work because they were selling their bodies for a lifestyle they couldn't afford. I just told you 80% of these murders are happening in homes, in their homes, with their intimate partners. So when were they being prostitutes with their husbands that they married by law? Next, ni juzi nauliza boys wangu, how can you personally end femicide? Kapata hakuna. Juu malaya akienda kuuliwa Airbnb na mimi niko pool, nitamsaidia haji. And I know a lot of this came out during the time when Rita and Scarlett died, and they were just talking about how the moment you're an attractive girl, they equate it to you are selling your body for monetary value. And if that is the case, on the off chance, I know that's not, but on the off chance that that was the case, you didn't sell your life for money. You sold your body. Okay, pay up so she can live. Why must you kill her? I hate this so very much. There's a lot more tweets, and I'm just not going to read them because they're pissing me off. But I will go back to the statistics. We need to stop saying things like boys will be boys. Boys will be held accountable for every little thing they do, and they will hold each other accountable for ending the normalization of abuse. Because every woman I know, starting with myself, every single woman I know, starting with me, knows a woman who's been sexually assaulted, sexually abused, sexually harassed. Either yourself or somebody you know. But no man I know seems to know a rapist. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So where are they? Because they're among you, they're your friends, they're your boys. They're the ones who get women drunk so that they can smash. They are the ones who coerce and force women into sexual encounters that they don't want to participate in. They're the ones who grab women and say lewd and disgusting, sexist, misogynistic jokes, and you laugh with them, even though you don't believe it. If you're not on my side, you stand with the oppressor. That's the issue. I really wanted to see how many men marched with us today. It was thoroughly disappointing. The march in January called for a lot more men. I don't know if because of the sensationalization of the murders that were happening at that time made a lot more of you come outside. There was so many celebrities and so on and so forth. I saw so many men march hand in hand with their partners, hold their women's hands and march with them, because you want to call yourself a protector and you're protecting absolutely nothing. There was none of that. I think there was 2 men, and they're the ones who were carrying us and telling us where to hide and when to stop running and when to change our t-shirts inside out so they don't have activism on the front in graffiti for cops to arrest us. There was just 2. Where were you? You're a man watching this. Where were you? Disgusting, actually, because you are perpetuating it and you were nowhere to be seen when it counted the most. A 21-year-old, Victor Ambey, was arrested for allegedly killing 78-year-old employer, a woman by the way, and placing her body in a septic tank in Kasarani because they had a disagreement about how much she was supposed to be paid. Never forget this. Never ever forget. Femicide rates in Kenya rank among the highest in Africa. Africa. Underscoring absolutely what I'm talking about. It's a pressing issue. I don't know why you're shocked. There was a 25-year-old man arrested for poisoning and strangling his 21-year-old wife to death in Baringo North. The lifeless body of Sharon Chelegat, believed to be his girlfriend, was found rotting inside his house with a thin wire strip tied around her neck. My nose is running, guys, from the earlier tear gas. I've inhaled so much tear gas, my nose is just leaking. You will forgive me, I'm an activist. 26-year-old man kills his 24-year-old wife in front of his 2 children aged 9 and 5 at Iravari village in Beire, South Embu County. Are you listening? Is this number not shocking to you? 4,000 cases monthly. The hidden face of Kenya's gender-based violence tragedy. At the Nairobi Women's Hospital Gender Violence Recovery Centers, the situation is grim, with approximately 4,000 gender-based violence cases reported monthly. In 1 month, 4,000. And those are the ones that are reporting. I am so sure more are not reporting than the ones reporting. 19-year-old Sharon Atieno killed, her body mutilated and dumped in a banana plantation in Banana area, Kiambu County. 19, you're killing children now. Okay, cheers. If this is not enough to explain why I needed to be outside today, there's nothing else I can tell you. I really don't. There's nothing else. There's nothing more to tell. I've said absolutely everything possible. And if you don't get it, then you will never get it. I left the house. The match was supposed to start at 10. By 9:30, they were throwing tear gas at the place when we were supposed to meet. We were supposed to meet at G Gardens. They were already throwing tear gas to disperse us and disorganize us, because in January we walked in a very premeditated fashion. We walked along Moi Avenue, then we did Kenyatta Avenue, GPO, then we came back round, we went to Supreme Court, City Hall, and then we came back and ended it at Givenchy. It was a 2-hour, very, very peaceful march. Could have been the same today, but for whatever reason, they decided to tear gas, they decided to detain unlawfully, they decided to violently disperse us. I've inhaled so much tear gas, like, I don't know if I will have sense of smell tomorrow. I've tried to wash it all off, but the grim images of them body checking that poor girl when she was just trying to also defend another woman is crazy to me. We are really screaming at the top of our lungs and telling you to stop killing us. And what's registering is, please keep perpetuating all this violence against us. Unarmed, peaceful protesters, just carrying signs, brandishing nothing but signs. That's it. That's what's making you so scared. I'm tired, guys. Like, I'm really, really tired, and I don't know how much more fight I have in me, because I'm at my wit's end. We were trying to sign a petition today, and you were arrested in Rungu, and I don't even know where all that paperwork went. I tried to get footage for you, but I was almost always running from tear gas. It was violent, it was hectic, it made no sense. And I don't know what day we as a country will wake up and just decide, you know what, women are people too. If for nothing else, whether we want to be the head, the neck, the shoulders, the elbows, if for nothing else than them being human beings, they deserve to be alive. I can't remember a day when I left my house and didn't fear for my life. I cannot remember. I stopped javing because I was sexually harassed by way of matatu repeatedly until I just said it's enough. It's either I work hard enough to take an Uber every time I leave the house, or I don't leave the house because I'm not getting in a matatu. It's been years and I still think about it to this day. I see his face to this day. Today, I'm gonna end this with a story. After you watch these protests that, I don't know, it's like 3-4 seconds because I really couldn't get much with all the tear gas in my eyes. So today we sit at Java. Java have always been allies when it comes to protests. The Java on Kimathi Street. Myself, my match buddy Fiona Muli, my friend Happy, and her match buddy, I didn't catch her name, but she met us a little later. And so we're just decompressing and waiting for it to get a little quieter so we can call our cabs and go home or go to our respective places of work because we still need to make money. Because the world is cruel to women, but it's very cruel to poor women. And this lady who was sitting at the next table, she looked distressed. She looked really nice. She was wearing a red dress. She looked like she was from the office or something. She was having, I think, a salad, and she had like her wallet and her phone on her. She looked so cute, like corporate baddie vibes. And she just looked distressed. She kept looking at our table. So she moved to our table and she's like, guys, I'm really scared. And we said, what's wrong? She said, the man at the next table has been following me for a while. He followed me. I noticed him earlier. He followed me somewhere else. Then I came into the restaurant to lose him, and he's still following me. He took pictures. He tried to take pictures up my skirt. In broad daylight, by the way, it was 11 a.m. It was like 11:30-ish. He tried to take pictures up my skirt. I'm by myself and I'm scared. May I join the table? We said yes, immediately yes, because they're killing us and we're here protesting it. And now she has to be hypervigilant because someone is stalking her. I'm sorry, what? Is this real life? Like, this is where we're living. And so she sat with us and I asked her if she had to go elsewhere, and she said she has to get back to work. I asked where she worked. She said town. I said, ain't no way you're leaving this place and walking alone. Because he had a bag as well, a low hat. We even took pictures. I pretended to pose for photos, and my friend Happy took photos of me with him in the background just so we knew what he looked like in case she decided to file charges. And he noticed that we were doing that, and so he left. He wore his hat lower and he left, but he didn't leave completely. He had an accomplice. He went and talked to some hijabi girl, and they whispered something to each other, and she started watching the table instead. And I said, women are now helping men so that we can be in danger as well. Are you insane? So I asked her to call someone to come collect her, a man, and she did, and the person came and picked her downstairs. Happy walked her down because we're like, between here and going downstairs, I don't know, they might touch you with something. They might chloroform you and now you're passing out. And this man was so weird. Now he started filming our table, but he thought he was slick, but he kept just moving his hand around. And I was just like, I left the house to fight, to end femicide, and now you want me to fight you also. I only have strength for the agenda that made me leave the house. And he was very, very creepy. The other girl was very, very creepy. She kept pretending to engage in conversation with us. We just looked around and looked her dead in the eye and never said anything. And this girl was visibly scared. She was shaking like a frail twig, and she wasn't small. She was around my size, around my build, maybe a dress size 12, and around my height as well. And she was scared and shaking visibly. And you enjoy scaring women to the point that they're shaking like this. So I wondered if maybe they followed her from an ATM or something, and they saw that she'd withdrawn money and now they targeted her. Or he's just a creep, because I have had a stalker personally that I had to report to security. What the hell? Where are we safe? I know the hashtag is we are not safe, but where can we be safe? I implore you, man, woman, ally, other, please make this world a safer place for women, because I'm helping raise a 7-year-old niece. And when I think about the fact that she could be unsafe by virtue of her gender, moving forward, she's moving into a prepubescent age, then she's an adolescent, and that just puts a bigger target on her back. I can't fathom it. I can't fathom bringing children into a world that looks like this. I really cannot. I implore you to do better. I implore you to make sure the men around you are doing better. I implore you to protect women and protect them at all costs, because we are so tired and we just want to live. We really are. Hopefully tomorrow I'm in a better mood to vlog, but today my heart is broken and I am tired. I'm extremely exhausted.